A very good morning to all our viewers. You're watching The Burning Question on India Today. I'm Anjali Pandey, and at the top of this hour, we're getting some breaking news. Class 7 textbooks to have a chapter on Ghazni. Mahmud of Ghazni was the 11th century raider. He plundered the Somnath temple, Mathura temples as well. And now there will be a social science chapter on the plunder and killings by Mahmud Ghazni. So class 7 students to study more about Ghazni raids and also the killings in new NCERT textbook. The newly released class 7 NCERT social science textbook gives students a more detailed look at the Ghaznavid invasions, highlighting Mahmud of Ghazni's raids and plunder, and also efforts to expand his version of Islam in India. Compared to the earlier editions, the section provides a broader historical perspective and also deeper insights into his campaigns. Remember, Mahmud of Ghazni was the 11th century raider who plundered the Somnath temple and also the Mathura temple. Now, NCERT's new Class 7 social science textbook includes a detailed 6-page section on the Ghaznavid invasions, describing Mahmud of Ghazni's 17 campaigns in India, his plunder of wealthy cities like Mathura and Somnath, and also the mass killings. It also cites biographers and scholar Al-Biruni to highlight Mahmud's brutality and the impact on India's cultural and scientific heritage. My colleague Aishwarya Pallival is now joining us with more details on this. Aishwarya, give us more details on this chapter on Mahmud Ghazni that has been introduced in the Class 7 social science textbook, and what is the idea behind it?
Well, one of the things that we have seen over the past few years is the fact that all those things that were being done by those who ruled over India, those things are now being explained in greater detail. And this is a shift that we have seen pre-2014 and after 2014. We have seen how there were some of the people who ruled India and, praises were being written. And now for Class 7 students, what this study will actually do is that they will tell in exact detail the kind of raids that used to happen and the kind of killings that used to happen. So the NCERT will now speak in details and highlight what exactly Mahmud of Ghazni did, the plunder and the efforts to expand his version of Islam in India. Now, this is something that we have seen the NCERT do over the past few years, how the plunder happened in India and the efforts that were being done by various people, those who invaded India. They had their own version of Islam and they wanted to expand it. So all those things will now be spoken about in greater detail, from brief paragraphs to detailed narratives. Now, that is something that we will see happening in NCERT books for Class 7.
Right. Aishwarya, can this also be seen as undoing whitewashing of history, and should the Class 7 students be taught on the most brutal chapter of history?
Well, definitely, because NCERT believes that there has been glossing over, sugarcoating of what exactly the invaders did and how the attempts that were being made by them to expand Islam in India, those actually in various places were being sugarcoated and they were being glossed over. So that is something that the NCERT now is trying to rectify, of sorts, not even rectify. Exactly what happened, the kind of plunder that India went through, at least for 300 years, the expansion mindset of most of those people who came to India, all those things were merely mentioned in some of the paragraphs across 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. And now this is something which has been changed, and we are seeing how in greater detail the plunder is now being mentioned.
All right, Aishwarya, thank you for all those details and for that context. So, a chapter on Mahmud of Ghazni, who was the 11th century raider who plundered the Somnath temple and Mathura temples, will now be taught to Class 7 students. It has been introduced in the NCERT textbooks.